Okay, I think we are live. Good evening
Not
from
yet.
Germany.
Not yet. Wait.
Not yet. It says meeting streamed now live.
Now we're live.
Okay,
You guys
good
can
evening
start.
from Germany. My name is Carsten Schröder. I'm one of the vice presidents of FH Münster. And maybe you remember I was also your host at the opening ceremony. So it's my pleasure to finalize Moving the City 2020, but also as your host. Last year I was part of the judges. This year is rather easier for me. And first of all, I have to say thank you to everyone. I think you had 1.5, 2 hard weeks working in teams. It was so nice following your discussions on WhatsApp and other channels. And I also want to say thankful to so many people who have really hard worked behind everything. So the judges, the coordinators, the coaches, the mentors. I hope you had much fun with them and you got help in every situation. And I think there are some people like Pia or Rolf who are really happy that everything will finish this evening and we'll have a nice free day tomorrow. But it's always a pleasure for us to do it. Okay, so I would love to start again with the idea of moving the city, and I would like to share my presentation. Once again, where is it? Could everyone see it?
Yes.
Perfect. So, welcome at the finals of Moving the City. So, once again, I think you all were participants, but we also have some guests. What is Moving the City? Moving the City is a 2 weeks virtual team project with international students to address their challenges on their cities, region, and ecosystem. It was created 2019 on behalf of a long traditional partnership of UIS7, which is a network of 7 universities of applied science, and even especially Unisinos and Pacto Alegre in Porto Alegre. So we did it 2019 live at SAP Labs Latin America. Thank you, Marcos, again for that. It was so nice working there with German, Brazilian, and Chilean students live in Sao Leopoldo. And we had really a nice week with visiting the city and some national parks and everything like that. But then, as everyone knows, the pandemic started in 2020 and we have to go digital. So first year we did it. It was even bigger and nicer, and we used nearly every technical solution that was available in that month. And we were happy about it, and we decided to do it this year again. So we had around about 145 students. We have 3 challenges. I will tell you a bit later what it was. We had mentors, teams, coaches, and we have joined about, give me a second, 11 universities now. We had some new partners from the US especially, which joined for the first time, and it was really our pleasure to host you during that 1.5 week. So, Moving the City 2020 was even bigger than 2020, and it was a kind of hybrid. As you saw, we were able to open it directly from the lovely theater of Unisinos in Porto Alegre. After this, we had a nice also discussion with some experts about innovation in the evening there. I hope you had time to join it. And oh, it doesn't work in that case, sorry. So what were the rules of 2021? As you know, we have formed international teams. Every team's got a challenge related to the SDGs, health, climate, or education. You had to work out a concept, a solution approach to tackle the addressed challenges. The concept that had been worked out from you, and I will totally happy to see it a bit later, should work for your home regions or should be transferred to the other regions. You had to develop a sketch, a film, you have to visualize, demonstrate it functionally. And if you know today, and you have already done it in the semifinals, you have to pitch your concept to a jury. So what were the challenges 2021? As I just said, health, education, and climate. And I will go a bit deeper about it. So health, what we have to tackle. So you have to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. And I'm really surprised which kind of solutions you have developed on health topic. The other teams have to tackle the education SDG, what ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. We will see some teams that have worked on that topic. And the last SDG was climate. It should take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. We will also see some results of some teams which have tackled this theme. So what happened today? We had the prize finals in German afternoon. I think it was morning in the US and Brazil. I got so many messages during the semifinals that showed me that you have done a brilliant job. And we have chosen some teams for the finals. And the teams are Team 5, Team 7, Team 11, Team 13, Team 16, and Team 70. From these teams, I hope that you know that you have won the semifinals or the pre-finals, and you will present your IDs to the main jury after these presentations. And we start with Team 5 and we end with Team 17. What is always a tradition for Moving the City, that we're having a golden ticket for one team that not knows now that it has to present in the finals. So this team from the golden ticket will present as the last team in the finals today. And this team, and this makes it rather easy for me, is team number 1. So that I hope that team number 1 is in the room because I could not see it now. Your team has a chance to present in the finals as the last team today. So there are no finals without the judges. So we had many people from around the world that have chosen today, have invested some time on a Sunday afternoon to watch your presentation. And of course, we have brilliant judges also for the finals. And I'm totally happy that Markus Rahmeyer is with us today. He did it also last year and the year before. Markus is CEO of SAP Labs Latin America. For the first time, we have Lini Lemos on board. She's the CIO of Banco Regional. And now everyone is in front of his Desenvolvimento. That kills me, do Extremo Sul. I have been 1 week in Porto Alegre, but my Brazil is still, I have to work on it. And I'm totally proud that we have the Deputy Commissar of the Minnesota Department of Commerce with us, Aditya Ranade, for me, Adi. Adi, I'm so happy that you are with us today. It's a great honor for us, even that Minnesota is joining Moving the City for the first time. And I'm so happy with that. Okay, what is now the pitch? We have 5 key building blocks, which you should address in your presentation. How the problem to be solved in that case. Then you should show us your solution on it. Then we will have a deeper look on what is the value of solving the problem that you choose. Of course, we talk about credibility and what are the next steps for the action. So the judges have the same criteria as they have in the semifinals. And after every presentation, I give them some seconds to fill in the Excel sheet. And after the last presentation of team number 1, it will took some minutes where we go in an extra room and discuss about the results. And after this, we come back and we'll tell you what are the winners of Moving the City 2021. Of course, if you are a winner, we are happy to give you some vouchers. Thank you again for SAP and US7, which are financing it. So every participant, which will be at the end of the team, I have to say, of a winning team will get first place a voucher of $120. For the second place, a voucher of $75. And for the third place, a voucher of $50. And we try to find internships for the winning team. That is the prize of 2021. I was asked to say in that moment that it will take around about 3 months that everyone gets, or the winners get the prize money, and everyone gets a certificate for moving the city. We will organize it via your universities, but as we already know from the last years, some of you sent me an email or Rolf an email after some weeks and asked where are the certificates. It will take round about 3 months to organize it. Okay? So I think this was it with the presentation. And I will close it. And we had the idea that we get into that feeling of moving the city that Gabriel shows us again the film from the opening ceremony. Gabriel, could you start it?
Sure. Also, I would like to invite every one of you guys to post on social media the best moments that you had this week. I know it's a very hard-working week. You guys worked really hard. I mentored a lot of teams. I've seen a lot of great solutions from everyone. It's really an amazing job that we're doing here. So I want you to tag us on Instagram stories or Instagram posts, SAP Labs Latin America, SAP Next Gen, and Moving the Cities. So probably you'll be reposted during the week, okay? I will put the accounts here on the chat. But first of all, let me play the video.
Are you okay, Gabriel?
I am.
See anything following? Anything following?
Do you guys see my screen?
Yes. Thank you so much, and especially
I will post the tags here. Sorry, Karsten. The tags will be on the chat. Okay, thank you very much, Karsten. It's with you.
Okay, so I think everyone is ready. Where is team number 5? Who will present from team number 5?
Yeah, I'm going to speak, but Avni is going to present, so I'll just wait for her.
I think everyone has the possibility to share her or his screen, and so that you could run the presentation.
Yeah, so Avni, please share.
And give me a second to prepare my clock.
Don't forget the countdown.
Please.
Is the screen visible to everyone?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so team number 5, please go.
Did you know that 80% of college students report that COVID-19 has impacted their mental health? That's 4 out of 5 students. Think about Julia. She is a 21 years old college student who, due to a pandemic, had to start online classes and couldn't distress with her classmates after intense days at college. She also has not seen her friend for a long time. The mix of these problems makes her feel overwhelmed, anxious, and lonely. The psychologists that we have talked to, they agree that the key to manage those feelings is to stay in the here and now. This is one of the goals of our idea. This book can either be supplementary material for people undergoing therapy, or it can also be used for people to relax and engage in calming activities. Studies has shown that self-help guides can be effective as effective as therapy as well. So our idea is a coloring book which also focuses on self-care and journaling. This targets our goal by giving someone like Julia an activity where she can focus on different colors and drawings. It also gives her many tips, activities, and quotes that she can, for her to take care of her mental health. Lastly, the book has QR codes that lead the users to different podcasts and influencers that give good advices or talk about their feelings so the users don't feel alone on their pain. All of our competitors are either just coloring books or just journals or just tips. So we decided to mix all of these ideas on one. In order to start our sales with 1,000 printed copies, we will need an investment of around $2,000 to pay for designers, editors, printing tuitions, and advertisement on social media. Also, the book is developed so it can be enjoyed in its printed or digital versions, which will be available on physical bookstores or on websites. The price will be around the $7 printed or $4 digital. Then the profit will be around $5,000 plus digital sales. Our target market is going to be the people who already buy similar products like self-help journals or coloring books. Additionally, this book would be a good supplement for people also doing therapy. This is our prototype. That was our idea, and if you want to see the prototype more in depth, you can scan the code. Thank you everyone for listening.
Carsten, you're muted.
Thank you so much. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Perfect. Congrats. Could you please say who was from which country in your team?
Yeah, so we have Bill and Avni who are from the US, but Avni, so Avni is also from India. Then Fernanda and I, we are from Chile, and Mateus and Stella, they are from Brazil.
Ah, perfect. Okay, that's written there. I didn't saw it. Okay, so could you please close it? And where are my judges? Any questions by the judges? Marcos.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Carsten, as well. Gabriela and team, great presentation, great idea. Thank you for all this effort. Really, congratulations from my end. I saw that the prototype and the idea, and it makes all sense. I think it's in English, but do you have the plan to release it only in English, or do you want to have it diverse, since you as well mentioned yourself as well, team components from Brazil, from Chile, from Spanish speakers country, and India, and so on? What's the plan behind it?
Yeah, we had actually planned initially that we would be able to make multiple prototypes. However, due to time constraints, we weren't able to do so. But our plan was that since we were all different, from different countries and different languages, that was the first thing we thought, that making a digital version and also like a physical version would allow us to like create multiple copies of the same and, make it in as many languages as possible. So it would be, like people from any country, any language can sort of like relate to the book and use it for like self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. Other questions from the judges?
Carsten, I had a question as well. So great job, team. My question was, I guess in each country, the culture represents a different kind of challenge to mental health issues. I don't think any country is kind of free, but each country will have a different kind of challenge depending on the culture of that country. So do you kind of have a plan of addressing that in your next version? Not a criticism, but maybe a suggestion.
No, it's a really good suggestion, and our plan is to work with therapists and psychologists from each country where we are in. So if we are like right now in the US, we can work with psychologists from the US that can give us like an overview of what is happening there. And if we are going to do it in Chile or Brazil, just the same.
Thank you.
Okay, and the last question from the judges.
I have one question. It's about the challenge of how to get to the students, since different countries have different access, and this is a challenge. So is there any plan for that on how to get to people who really have a hard time getting to internet access? Thanks and congrats.
I would say that we would have to explore that for sure. We kind of started thinking of this idea initially when a lot of people nowadays buy coloring books just to relax. So we thought that expanding that and providing more opportunities to people and other ways to take care of their health would be great. But I think it would require, like, the previous judge asked, it would require us to work with people in a specific country and learn about, what type of assistance do people need and how they can take care of their mental health, and sort of work with them to sort of figure out. So one of our channels to sort of distribute our books is also through psychologists. So we would closely be working with professionals to understand how we can connect with our audience.
Also, to add to that, one idea that we have is to be able to work with universities as well. So every university has like an organization for mental health or for health in general, and we would like to work with them so that we can get to students or our target also.
Okay, thank you. Maybe the judges could write down their notes, and team 7 could start to prepare for the presentation.
Hello, I will be presenting for team 7.
Okay, and who will show the presentation? It's also you?
Shared it here. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's not on the presentation mode. Now it's perfect.
that?
Okay, give me a second to ask the judges. Do you need any more time?
Yeah, I can see that they're still active at the elevation
because
sheet.
I
So
could not
maybe
see them when the presentation is open.
That's okay. Just let me know when you're going to count me down.
Maybe you could start with the answer. Who is in your team?
Oh, they will need to introduce themselves because even in this
Okay.
week my pronunciation is awful. But I'm Gemma. I'm from the UK, Coventry University.
Perfect.
Hi, this is Dalila. I come from Egypt, but I'm studying at the University of Minnesota.
Any more time?
Hi, my name is Thais. I'm from Brazil and I come from Unicinos.
Hi, I'm Christopher. I come from Chile and I study in USACH.
And we had one more, that is Enrique. He had worked with us during the week, but he couldn't be here today. And he's from Brazil and from Unicinos as well.
Oh, you're muted.
I just said I love this kind of international teams. I hope the judges are now ready.
Yes, looks good.
Perfect. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. It's a privilege to present to you today. I'll be presenting Wastelist today, which is a medicine donation database. The problem is that there's a lot of medicine waste, and this has contributed a lot to by the destruction of medicines. There's also organizations which don't receive all potential donations. So these are medicine donation companies, and potential donors not knowing that they can donate their medicines that are unused and unexpired. Our solution is Wastelist, which is a database of sources for medicine donations, which will tag the quantity, the location, and expiration dates of various medicines on a database. And this aims to reduce global medicine waste. Looking at our audience and market size, it's a, my apologies. Looking at audience and market size, we have a growth rate per year in our personalized medicine market of 6.2%, and also a big growth rate in global healthcare and the pharmaceutical market. Looking at competitors and why Wasteless is different. So like I said, it's a database system. It's lots of different companies which have medicine waste or donations all compiled into one place where you can find your sources. So we aren't distributing. We don't have to transport anything. We're just the middleman connecting one to the other. Our business model, looking at key partners, activities, and resources, mostly the key activities. So sourcing potential donors, building donor relationships, adding the donors' quantities and location to our database, and then alerting organizations via a priority system. Our value proposition is that we create an easy way for the organizations to find medicine donations. We identify the sources where the medicine could otherwise go. We eliminate the waste of medicine and medical supplies in line with SDG 12 as well. Our customer relationships, we aim to use direct marketing to clinics and pharmacies, using point system and offering priority system to keep our customers, and growing via online database and distribution. Our customer segments are medicine donation organizations and medicine donors, and those are both business to business. Distribution channels, like I said, an online database which tracks and logs all medicine waste, and then a distribution database, which will be the different businesses and clients that we have all in a database, and they can regularly update their donation requirements. And that is the priority system we will have. Financials will be 10,000 cash out per month, covering salaries, wages, etc. And break even in month 12. A maximum 14,000 investment, which we believe we can get through crowdfunding. However, we can start with fairly low resources. And we'll use a subscription plan, which is a basic plan, and a premium plan, which includes the priority distribution, in line with SDG 12 and SDG 3 as well. And our progress so far, 56% of those who did the survey store their medicine at home, and 74% just throw it away. So we believe that this is a really strong idea. Lots of interest in participating. And our future plans are to use digital currency, blockchain. And we also believe this platform is really applicable to many other things, such as food, knowledge, equipment, and it can be used in many different ways. But yes, and that's my team. Thank you so much for listening. We really think it's a great idea. I think I went over.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Where are the judges? Any kind of question?
I had a question for the team. So great idea, and already getting survey responses. My question is, have you thought about kind of the physical storage? Because depending on the drug, whether it's biologicals or non-biological drugs, the storage and shelf life can be quite different. So are you kind of, at least to start with, putting any focus on yourselves on what types of medicines you want to focus on? And do you see any challenges with kind of the physical aspects of this, such as storage?
Yes, definitely. This was something that was flagged right at the beginning when we started coming up with this idea. And it's something that we would need to apply a lot of research into. Obviously, a week has not been a lot of time to cover everything with different time zones. So it's certainly something that we would want to invest lots of research into, because every country has, different regulations and rules around the storage of medicine and different types of medicine. So definitely taking it into consideration. I don't know if anyone from my team has anything to add on that.
Just to add quickly, what makes it even stronger of an idea is the database conception in itself, because we can add as many data relevant to our medicine as we can. And of course, the life shelf and expiration date is one that we are going to capture just to maintain the flow of the process. So, yes.
Yes, and also just to add, sorry for all the additions, but ideally, in an ideal world, we will keep this as away from ourselves as possible, just using our platform as a database to link the two together. So if the donors can store the medicine, or the people, the organizations can store it, then obviously that's what we will opt for, because we're just the link.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Yeah, quickly from my side, thank you. And German team, really great problem to solve, because myself, I had this problem when my kids were younger. So I was buying some medicines when they grew up, they were not needed, and I had them lying there. So and was not able to find any solution for those and threw away at the end of the day. From the go-to-market, maybe in terms of how you want to position and the partnership, that was not really clear for me. So you want to partner with existing foundations and existing organizations, or you want to have your own distribution channels to bring what will be collected to the end consumers?
Yes, so we want to partner with existing organizations. Essentially, the database is our distribution system. And so there'll be two. So one will be available to organizations who are already donating medicines to developing communities. And that will be what they see. And when you pay more, we'll have a database of the companies that want to be distributed to. And so we can see how much that they need. And so when we become aware of a donation that's there, a source of a donation, we can allocate that to them, let them know this is here, you can come and collect it, arrange some transport. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, got it.
Amazing.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I just would also like to add on Gemma's point that even though we're working with existing organizations, the presence of the middleman would encourage further organizations to consider medicine donations, because there aren't many in the market, just because there isn't the platform to help them navigate the market. So even though we're not an organization in ourselves or distributing, we find this highly incentivizing for medical organizations around the world.
Okay, we are running out a bit of time. Liani, if you have a short question.
Very short question on regulation. Every time that Gemma was talking about this, they're thinking about the different regulations in different parts of the world. So how are you addressing that?
So I think I've answered this kind of in the first question, just trying to keep it away from our business. Don't want to phrase that like that, but we are the middleman. So we're just connecting. So really the regulations shouldn't have very much to do with us at all, because we will not be storing anything and we will not be transporting. We'll be helping businesses to do that themselves. And we'll be alerting them that there are resources available, but it is down to the company to then arrange that transport and to collect it and for them to store it. Does that answer your question? I hope. Well, thank you.
I'm not sure if I can point something to complete.
Yeah, but no, I have to apologize. We run totally out of time.
Okay.
So, okay. Nope. So in that case, I have to apologize also because I'm a man. I could not concentrate on 3 things on the same time. So I got here some messages that a judge has some problems and we have to interrupt it. Is anything solved? Or do we have to take a short break? Okay, I think we have to make a short break. Give me 1 minute and I will discuss it with the judges. Okay, we come back in some seconds.
Don't be nervous, guys. Everything will be fine.
So now we all are back, but Carsten is missing, right?
Yeah, here I'm again.
Okay.
Oh, it's a Sunday evening, Halloween. Maybe it was a ghost. Okay. So we come to Team 11. Is Team 11 prepared? I hope that the
Yes,
judges
we
have
are.
now enough. Are the judges ready? First question. With the voting of last team? Okay, so Team 11, please.
All right, I just asked for Nicole, which is my partner, to share her screen, which is she's already doing, and then we can start presenting, actually. Nicole, just please give me a heads up. I think everything's set, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
If you
so
would,
as soon as you want to
what?
start.
Give me a second. Give me a second. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. Climate change is a universal problem, but not all citizens have access to the information and programs needed to take individual action. To tackle that problem, we created EnviroMe. An environment includes all of the environmental conditions required for successful biological life that affect human health. EnviroMe is an app that builds a global community united in fighting the climate change. We aim to give people access to important concepts about climate change with the purpose of them becoming better global citizens.
New users have just a few steps before they can start exploring the app. We ask them to share demographic information and create their avatar. Users then answer a few simple questions to determine their personal carbon footprint. This app builds a global community working together to gain knowledge on the climate crisis through educational content. It also allows users to share their personal tips and ideas. The cross-cultural collaboration is meant to inspire and empower users to become better global citizens. By using the World Map feature, users gain a better understanding of the various opportunities available to others around the world. Recognizing that recycling programs are not always available, we also provide tips for waste reduction, upcycling, and recycling within the home. Users gain points as they work through our tips and quizzes, providing motivation to continue evolving into more environmentally conscious citizens. Social media is used to advertise the app and also as a method for users to share their progress on their personal social networks.
We believe in community growth. This system has the purpose of connecting people and motivating everyone to share their ideas, learn from quizzes and tests, and also develop green habits. The gamification system of the app is about challenging yourself, feeling recognition for good habits, and engaging people towards a better and greener world. Users can earn points by posting in the forum, answering questions, watching educational videos, and improving their carbon footprint score. It's about consistency and commitment to the challenges. As a reward, users receive badges to share on social media that demonstrates they are taking action to help the environment. Users can also see how they are doing by checking out the green leaderboard. We are looking forward to seeing your name at the top of the ranks. Thank you.
Perfect. That was it?
Yes, that's it.
3
Thank
minutes. Okay, and who is in your team?
Oh, our team, it's me, the one who is speaking, Arthur. Nicole is here as well. Andrea, who could not attend, and Daniel, who could not attend either. We have also Gabriela from Brazil and Paula from Germany.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Could you close it that we could see everyone? Where are the judges? Any questions?
Yeah, I have one, Carsten.
Yeah.
So yeah, great job, team, in kind of using this apps and games aspect and competition to encourage greener behavior. My question is there a target I have two questions. What's the target segment for age for users? And then the second question is the carbon footprint or greenhouse gas emissions the main kind of climate or environmental challenge that you're trying to address? Because I also saw waste and there may be others. So yeah.
Okay, so let's answer the first question before, which is our age rate. It would be from 18 to almost 30 to 35 years old, no gender related, because we actually believe that this app could be connected to university, and this group of people would be studying actually, so that would be great for us. And what was your second question again? Oh, about the carbon footprint, right?
Yeah, is carbon footprint the main kind of metric in the app, or are there others?
Arthur, do you want to? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can go ahead. Sorry. The main thing that we want to address with the app is actually education about climate change, and carbon footprint would be something secondly in this case. So yeah, it's a metric, and it's an important metric for us, but it's not the main one, because what we want to address is actually education.
Thank you.
Other questions?
I have one, and team, congratulations, really a topic that's needed, climate, and we have the G20 just on the corner to go on with the nations around the globe. And in terms of engagement, it's always a question that I have. Did you have a chance to try it out, to check if you will get engagement on your idea? Have you had a chance to test it?
We actually didn't have the chance to test it, but we believe we will have. So we'll be actually have engagement with other people, because one of our ideas is that the recognition from the app comes with if you can post it online or something. So you get symbols and stickers you could share with your friends, and then you could impact other people as well and make them part of your community.
Thank you. Last question by the judges. Okay, if there are none, take your time to fill in the sheet, and I asked team 13 to get ready.
Thank you.
Give me a second, and also the judges. I would love to ask the judges if they are ready, because I could not see them.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, take some seconds. Take some seconds. It's not. I have a very small laptop. I could not see everyone.
You should talk to the vice president, Mr. Vice President, to buy you a bigger screen.
I didn't want to have a bigger screen. I love my small. I don't say the name of the product. I think it's forbidden. But I could buy a monitor.
Don't worry, next year we'll be on the new SAP expansion, so there's going to be a huge screen for you.
Okay. So question again, judges are ready?
Like 5 seconds left.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So, team number 13. Who is in your team?
Hi there. I'm Rodrigo Westphalen. We have in our team Sebastian and Tim, which are from Germany. We have I am from Unicinos here in Brazil. We have Jordana, which is from PUC, here from Brazil also. And we have Josefina, which is from Chile.
And I'm now very happy that I have a face to your name, because I always recognize your Westphalian family names in Münster. Okay, Rodrigo, if you are ready, 3, 2, 1, start.
So, hello everyone. I'd like to thank you all again for this amazing opportunity. I'm Rodrigo, as I said, and I speak for the group number 13. So climate change, how would we define the problem of climate change? Well, I guess a good start would be this quote from someone you wouldn't expect to hear it from. It's from 2 days ago, where Boris Johnson, UK's Prime Minister, compares the situation with the fall of the Roman Empire and pointed to its consequences. World leaders are meeting in COP26 to discuss this, but how can a startup do about it? What can we do? Well, the main driver of climate change are the greenhouse gases emitted from our economic activities. Impressively, 24% of all emissions comes from agriculture and land use. And the two most effective ways of reducing emissions are food waste reduction, which mostly comes from long-distance transportation and seasonal excess, and a diet change to a plant-rich diet. They are followed then by changes in agricultural practices to more sustainable ones. We interviewed local Brazilian producers, and one of them told us that he had to stop. He had the land and the knowledge from his family background and loved the work, even though it was hard. On the year 2019, he wasn't able to provide for his family anymore, and he had to stop and get another job. That was the first years of Bolsonaro's government, who cut on day one a major social program that bought from local farmers. In that same year, the United Nations declared the beginning of the decade of family farmers. So, what are we proposing here? This is Buy Local. It's a non-profit app that aims to create and to increase ecological awareness while connecting conscious consumers with local farmers. It is a geo-targeted marketplace that privileges fresh, organic, or agroforestry plant-based groceries, even though it does not restrict non-certified local farmers. In opposition to other delivery apps or marketplaces, this one relies on education, connection, and familiarity instead of a price war between faceless brands. It does so by having profiles, photos, and bio for the farmers, besides having tips and tricks on how to reduce food waste by composting, preserving, reusing, and/or regrowing ingredients. This app allows everyone to get to know who are the local farmers, then select and buy the items, selecting the date for the pickup or the delivery if the producer is already provided. Our revenue comes from a marked checkbox of giving an additional $1 as a donation for the app, and optional monthly subscription with three prices options, one of $5.90, one of $12.90, and one of $19.90 Brazilian reais. Those prices were evaluated by a survey answered by 104 local people, mostly fitting our persona, from the first region we will start on, in Brazil, around Unicinos, no Rio Grande do Sul. 98% of them answered they would prefer buying from local farmers, and 49% would prefer even if the price were a little bit more expensive than the supermarket. For this project to start, we will only need a team of developers and designers, and if you look more into the benefits of Buy Local could generate all over the world, you would see this. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. All in time. Could you please close it? Any kind of comments, questions from the judges?
Hello, this is Addy Ranaday. So really nice identification of the problem. My question is, are you going to initially, in the initial rollout, focus on a specific country? And there are some countries, such as United States, where there are existing ways of buying local, such as farmers markets or a CSA or other means where you can buy a farm share. How will your app kind of compete with that, or are you staying away from countries where those kinds of practices are more established?
Could you hear it, or do you have technical challenges?
He just wrote that he had a sound
Yeah,
issue.
I saw it.
Maybe
Could
someone
else from the team answer that question of Adi? I think Rodrigo has technical questions.
Yes, we first focused on Brazil because we had this survey also made in Brazil. So we wanted to start in Brazil. That's what we focused on at first.
Great. No, makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. I'm back. Sorry. Something went wrong here.
Your colleague answered it, so it worked perfect. So any other questions?
Okay.
Quick question, and congratulations, team. I think enabling especially the small farmers and provide them directly access to the end consumer is definitely great idea. And in terms of the for you to survive the $1 donation for you to survive the business and even grow the business. So do you have the expectation to get this from every single a trade that an end consumer will be buying from a farmer, or will that the plan is to have it in a certain amount? That was not clear for me.
We don't only have the $1, which can change depending on where we go with the app. In other countries, that amount can change to fit the amount the person can pay. But we have that subscription, which is optional also, that it has the 3 price ranges that I showed, and that people said they would be willing to subscribe with this optional monthly donation in one of those 3 price ranges. Most people responded to it. So we got a monthly subscription and an optional small donation in each purchase that's made through the app. Does that answer?
Absolutely. Thank you, Rodrigo.
Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Lieni, open the mic.
Yes, I have one question about next steps. I think you have very clearly put the problem, but what do you need to start working? How many people and budget, and also how big are you thinking about this business?
Mm-hmm. So to start this business, we would need some counseling on related to the business management, because we are engineers and one journalist. So we would need to get some info related to that. But we don't need a big team, since the platform, we need the developers and we need the designers. And for reaching out to local farmers, we would only need, since we're starting in a region here, we will only need to go to the places they already are. We already have contact to many farmers that we know, or we already researched and we interviewed for quality interviews we did. So we would need to get a little more details, which the time we had wasn't enough to provide for you.
Okay, thank you. I have to apologize. We have to finish the presentation of Team 13. Please, judges, take your time to fill out the sheet, and I ask Team 16 to get ready for presentation.
Yes, thank you. We will start with showing a video.
Yeah, so wait a second. Then
Yes.
I take the time to have a deep look into the eyes of the judges, if they give me a signal when they're ready.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Everyone is finished?
No,
Lieni
not yet.
also?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Rolf has I think a good view on the sheet, I think.
But now we can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so Anna, who's in your team? And after that, you could share your video.
So Camila from Chile, she's going to share the screen. Dawan, she's from South Korea, but she studies in Colombia. And Marina and Guilherme and me, we are from Brazil.
Okay, so thank you. I have enjoyed your work, and you could start 3, 2, 1.
Oh no, wait, we're just going to.
Okay.
We're gonna share a video first. Sorry. Now.
Are you ready? Okay, so 3, 2, 1, start, please.
I'm 16 years old. I am in the first year of high school, Escola Estadual Ensino Médio Maranhão in Brazil. I have a lot of interest in learning how to cook here and find a job to help my family financially, but I can't afford a professional course at the moment.
Hi, my name is Marina and I'm 38 years old. I've worked in hair salons for 25 years because I had to leave school to help my family. Because of that, I don't know how to read and write, which makes it hard for me to create my own business.
Hi, my name is Camila and I'm from the Skill Amigo enterprise. Skill Amigo is a project that aims to match illiterate adults who have technical skills with the students who want to learn a new skill to better position themselves in the job market. We aim to provide a different and a unique experience that can improve the educational level to all the people who need it. Our project is made up of 3 simple steps. The first one is the promotion and matching of the participants. In this step, we cooperate with the local community and our clients to find those who want to participate on the project and match them according to their needs. The second step is the capacitation of participants, in which they learn about methodologies and approaches to better share their knowledge. The last step is the sharing and the certification. In this step, the participants will share their knowledge with each other, and after 6 months, after completing the project, they will receive a certifications for their skills.
So I'll continue the pitch for Skill Amigo. So after watching the video, what makes Skill Amigo different for other educational services? We aim to impact on the local population through community building and by giving people power to be the agent in their own changes and dreams. We value accessibility over profit, so our project aims to increase quality education without the internet, because our demographic group is of lower classes, and most of them don't have access to the internet. For example, in Brazil, only 22% of illiterate adults have access to the internet. We have a huge potential expansion throughout all of Latin America. And then we also have the possibility of replicating our services in other underdeveloped regions around the world. We also did an estimate of our expenses and revenue for the first year. Based on that, we could set a price of $3,000 per year for each institution who hire our services. And we have a goal of having 15 clients in this first year, which are private and public institutions aiming to give better education for the local population. We researched and found there are a lot of institutions willing to invest in education for underprivileged people, and as you can see some example here in the slides. Being said all that, our service has the main goal to cause a positive impact on people's lives through accessible services. Thank you. And here we have a QR code of some posters that we did as a way of promoting our services for our investors.
Perfect, thank you. In second, could you close it, please? Where are my judges? No questions. Was it such a good presentation? Marcus.
I have a question, definitely. And thank you, Anna team. So the question that I have is related to the, you mentioned about not using internet. That was not very clear for me. So you don't want to use, or you want to reach the ones that do not have currently access. But if that's the case, what is the plan how to get to this population that really need your service or the service that you're proposing?
Yes, so we would use internet to promote for investors, but we wouldn't use like the internet app or something like that for our services. We would reach people through like communicating in schools and local business and the community, and find people who want to and are willing to participate in a project. So the project would be in person, not through like online platforms or something like that, because we found that the people we want to reach, they are the people who don't have access to it. So it's not possible to do something on the internet for them because they wouldn't be able to use it.
Thank you.
Okay. Other questions?
The price of $3,000 per institution per year is. How did you arrive at that? Was there and how sensitive is your segment to the price of the service?
Yes, so we would get money not from the people participating in the projects, but from investors and from institutions. And we reached that price by, we calculated first in Brazil, because we want to start in Brazil and then expand to other countries. So we wanted a physical space, so we calculated how the price of that. Some employees, because our work is very like local, and we need some people to communicate with schools and business. We also have, in the video, we had like 3 steps for our program. So in the second step, we'd have capacitation. So we also would need like a tutor specialized in education. And like if any skills would need like some materials or tools. So all of that we took in consideration, and we didn't, and our price is very accessible, is not very expensive for all the services we are giving, but we also had a little margin to reinvest in the business because we want to expand it. So we also need a little bit to invest back on the business, but that's how we took in account for this price.
Okay, chance for last question, Liane.
Yes, I have a little of a puzzle in my mind, as you said that you're starting with Brazil, because what I see in Brazil is illiteracy being happening mainly in people who are in a certain age in rural areas. But we do have a huge pool of people who have very poor education. They are not illiterate, but they have very poor skills and have not developed literacy in the best way. So the first one is one question: if you would think of expanding that not only to illiteracy, that would be very specific, maybe harder to reach, but actually to helping people to improve their literacy level. The second one is actually a suggestion that if you're working with education and small businesses, not only focus on the education institutions that work on that, but also on SEBRAE. That would be very helpful in bridging with the micro and small businesses.
Okay, short answer, please.
So just the first question, we didn't think of expanding it, but we also are like, it would be an exchange of knowledge between the adults with illiteracy and students like in vocational training. So we're focusing now on adults that have some kinds of skills, because as our research found, there are 35% of adults here in Brazil that have some kind of illiteracy, not total, but some kind. So we don't have that many number of unemployment. So all those adults, they have some kind of skills, they have some kind of employment, and they could share that skill with some students. So like we are thinking like lower class students, so they can have technical skills and not without having to pay it, and also better position themselves in the job market. So that would be it.
Okay, thank you, Team 16. Judges, take your time for your numbers. And I asked Team 17 to get ready.
Yes.
And Rolf, you give me a signal when everyone is ready. That works very well.
We are ready.
Okay, please wait a second for the judges. Maybe you could also explain. Stop. Who was in your team? Or is in your team?
Yeah. In my team, there is first two people that are not able to share the screen: Barbara from Chile and Ana Maria from Colombia, who could not be here today, but she worked with us. And then there's Jorge, and he is here, and he's able to show himself also if he wants.
Okay. And you are from which country? Because I didn't see your screen behind you.
Yeah, I tried, but it's messy with my background screen. So I'm actually studying in the FH Münster, but I'm from Argentina.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Do you have the color program, or where are you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm from there.
Okay.
So the judges are ready.
Okay, so Sophia, 3, 2, 1. You're not in the presentation AI now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, hello, my name is Sophia and I'm from Group 17. And today I would like to introduce to you EduShare and the importance of technology in teaching and learning. So while talking about education, I remember that last year when the Corona situation started, my brother, who is now 9 years old, started having online classes, and with it, he had some trouble with homework sometimes, that we were able to help him with my family sometimes, but sometimes we just simply didn't have the time. With my group, we agreed that this is an issue that more students have, and this is actually a reality. More than 100 million children and young people have these issues. So we thought, what can we do to help? So for this, we came to the idea of EduShare, an education app for sharing knowledge. where school students solve their doubts outside of class hours with the help of university students. So how would this work? You can be a mentor, so university students would log in as a mentor, and school students would log in as a student. And they choose their area of study. So if, for example, if I'm a university student studying biology, I will log in as a mentor and go to the biology and chemistry section in this case. And if I'm a student who needs from school, who needs help with the biology assignment, I log in as a student and go to the section of biology and chemistry. Then they get paired up and they can communicate in a variety of options. They can message, call, video call, share the screen, and even draw or write in a whiteboard, like you can see here, where there's a math problem formula shown in a whiteboard. So this would benefit all the stakeholders. First, the school students who clear their doubts, then the university students who can get work on voluntary experience, and then finally the teachers and family who can focus on their work or free time when their students, school students, have doubts. So why are we different from other education apps, you might be thinking? So the first thing is that it's a different kind of approach. In this case, it's students teaching students. There's a closer age gap between them than a teacher who is a grown-up and a school student. And then the other thing is that it helps for all subjects. So there are other applications who help just in one, for example, teaching English, but in this case, we have all sorts of subjects. And last but not least, personalized help. So they get one-to-one help in this approach. Okay, so now to the next steps. We would need your support, and we invite you to support us with keeping developing the app. We need more computer scientists and designers to develop it, computer, software, and the domain and patent. So do you have any other questions? Feel free to ask our team. And thank you so much for listening to our project.
This was 3 minutes and 1 second. Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, any kind of question by the judges?
I have a question, and Sophia, thank you, Sophia and team. Related to the, maybe the word that I might be using is security. When you plan to do the match, I was not able to see that. So let's say you have a university colleague that wants to support a student, but all these matches, so to really have the right people getting connected, and so that connection really goes in the right direction, meaning there will be focuses on the studies. So for that, you're planning to have some rules defined to onboard both the students and universities colleagues that want to support. I mean,
yeah, or first, for people entering the application as university students, we plan to have a really quick call, like a interview, to make sure what are their fields of what they study, like kind of a short quiz or something like this, to make sure that they are able to explain and that they have the skills to teach also students from schools. And if not, we would like to also incorporate like a training for teaching school students, because yeah, it's an issue that we thought about. And also on the other side, we thought about having them connected through, like, for example, school students would go to the app and go to the section and would ask the question. So like this matching that you asked would be, question would be posted, and then people who are inside of that section would reply. And it is like a first serve kind of approach. So if someone already answered that question, then the question gets erased. But if the school student doesn't understand the explanation so well, they can rate this question, this answer of the university student, and they maybe can even repost the same question and get another people to help. Does this answer your question?
Got it perfectly. Thank you, Sophia.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Sophia and Marcos. Any other questions by the judges?
Maybe I just missed this, but is the business model kind of purely voluntary, or are you going to charge the users for using this? Can you explain that a bit?
Yeah, of course. Actually, I didn't explain it because it didn't enter in the pitch, but it's this approach. It's a freemium kind of approach. Like, for example, what Duolingo is doing, that you could either go as a free member. So in this case, you would get ads, and maybe we thought about getting 5 questions per day that you can do. And then in the case of being a premium user, you don't get any ads, and then you can get unlimited questions.
Got it. Thank you.
And if I can add a compliment in this question, if you see the model of Duolingo, let's see as very well valid because they have 11 years in the market. They've been founded in 2009 and is still working well. I'm a user of Duolingo.
Liani, you open the mic.
Yeah, maybe I just want to jump into Marco's question. It's, as a mother, I'd be very concerned about security of my children. Who are they talking to? How long do they stay online? And what kind of interaction they have? Are you thinking about that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, that is something that we were worried about. That's also one of the aspects that we started thinking about when thinking who would help the school school students was to choose university students, because they already have like an institution behind them, so they can get held accountable for what they do. So for example, it's not just a random person entering. They would have to enter, giving him the name of the university, that they have a system behind it. So for example, if they behave inappropriately, there's an institution behind it you can make that person accountable, for example. So they are aligned to something. It's not just a random person entering. That's also another factor why we chose to do it with university students. And if something happens, there's a system that we would want to incorporate so that it's all saved, right? So that if there's an issue, there's something that can be done about it.
Okay, thank you. This was team 17, and last but not least, all judges, please take your time. We come to the last team and the golden team, and I hope that someone from team 1 is here.
Yes, I'm right here. I don't know about my other colleagues, so.
Okay, but you will do it from YouTube, or?
Thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, all right. So let me just share my screen.
Yeah, give a second. Please wait a second until the judges are ready.
The judges are ready.
And the judges are ready. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, thank
just
you all.
Just FYI, excuse me. It's showing here that Dusan's network is low in my manager screen here. So if you can go closer to your Wi-Fi, please.
Yeah. Let me.
Just because otherwise we can lose him on the middle of the presentation.
That should have improved it. Otherwise, I don't know if my video is laggy or if it's framing or if everyone can hear me just fine.
Okay. Would you love to test it then?
Yes, I very much so.
Okay, so please start.
Okay, let me just share my screen.
Wait until you're ready. It's not on your time. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, so start.
So, hello, my name is Dusan Savic, and I am representing Team 1's idea, which is Healthify, in today's pitch. So nowadays, it has become all too common that most of us end up waiting in a line or on a list to receive any sort of medical assistance. I know I personally have waited long before in lines. And this waiting time has only been exacerbated by the current pandemic that everyone's been facing. Not only that, most medical systems in the world today run on older, archaic technology and softwares. It is still common for nurses or medical assistants to input your data manually, especially considering that in the health market, in a medical industry such as this, where for example, in 2020, $141.8 billion was made in revenue. It makes no sense why they shouldn't implement new technologies and softwares to improve faster response times and easier access to patients from around the world. That's why it is with great pleasure that I introduce our concept, Healthify. So essentially, our goal is to automate and facilitate easier access to health services, reducing waiting time and improving scheduling tenfold. Our software program, which is based on an algorithm created by and tested by one of our own from Group 1, Sebastian, it is designed to speed up search and classification and quickly categorizes the patients based off their clinical profile and attendance history. This way, we can improve the rate that patients see doctors depending on their conditions, the urgency, and the element. So our initial primary audience would be public healthcare sectors and urban centers, so something akin to local clinics. Then from there, we would initially beta test the product, and we would expand to private and public hospitals, both locally and international. The way we would market this is by targeting places where public or private health officials or professionals would gather, namely health forums, conferences, trade fairs. Then we could throw in other methods into the marketing mix, such as SEO, Google keywords, sponsoring health and science podcasts, or by word of mouth, depending on the satisfaction of the service itself. Additionally, collaboration with local governments would increase awareness of our program. The business model that we use is compact and will be more B2B and hybrid oriented, where our main revenue will come from licensing and support. So it's clear to see our key values here and the partners necessary to ensure that our key activities and key resources are matching together. The initial costs for integration would be 5,000 euros, whereas maintenance would most likely reach around 64,000 euros per year. Thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you. And there are all your participants. Very international. Thank you so much. Could you please close it?
Yes.
And we come to the last round with the judges.
Duzan and team, really great idea, and congratulations for the team. Questions: how do you want to scale that? I was missing that part at least.
Scale in what sense, sir?
So once you implement it, so your first round in the go-to-market that you mentioned, so relationships with governments and private sector as well. If you succeed and hope all went well, then from this point ahead, what do you need to go for the next step, and what are your next steps?
Well, essentially, the first step would be to focus these relationships that we have in a certain environment. So let's say we possibly start in Brazil and we use this system and reach to that point. We can then expand into different nations, and we can even expand into developed nations, which somewhat already have automated systems, but there's always room for improvement, and we could just expand through these markets.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Other questions?
One question that I had was, so I understand that you want to make the medical visits more effective and efficient. Is part of that also finding kind of new doctors that are outside the hospital's network and thereby kind of reducing, say, the rural to urban divide? Is that part of your offering here?
Exactly. Within our automation, we want to make sure that first of all, the processing times are reduced, but also that the patient, depending on where the location is and the urgency of their care, that we match them to the right doctor that's ready in the, let's say, the clinic's database or hospital database. So it could also extend to other hospitals and other doctors. It really depends on the clinics or hospitals database system itself. Initially, we were thinking about including a sort of cloud-based system where we could mix and match that data. Unfortunately, the cost of it is just too extreme, and there's also the issue with privacy infringement rights. So it would really depend on the database as well of the hospitals and the local clinics itself.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And maybe last question by the judges for 2021. Okay, then it was it. Thank you so much. Congrats, you did brilliant presentation. Everyone was in time. Nice presentation, well done. So maybe we could clap the hand for everyone. Perfect. And I think we go now with the judges in a separate room, give us 5 to 10 minutes, and then we come back and give you the results of this year. Okay, enjoy, take a beer or coffee or water, depending on the time. And Gabriel, maybe you could organize that we get a room.
The room is already open.
I need another invitation.
Okay. You're supposed to be there. Hello, everyone. Time to open your cameras. The big time has come.
So I hope that still everyone is there. Maybe you could open the screen for the last seconds that we could see everyone if it works with your internet. It was an extremely hard discussion and extremely close finish this year. So you reached really high numbers. Congrats for everything. And we had the judges had a strong discussion about that. And maybe we could make it a bit more special. Everyone could open the mic, and you know what a drum roll is. Could you make a drum roll with your fingers on the table or whatever you have in front of you?
Yeah.
We try it now. So first drum roll, work it. Okay, and Marcus says who is on number 3?
Number three is my local.
So congrats to everyone. You made a great job. And again, drum.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next drum roll on the table. We come to place number 3, Adi.
Yeah, place number 2, right?
Sorry, two.
Yeah. For place number 2 is Self Help Inc. Team number 5. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You did a great
Thank
job.
you. Congratulations.
And with the last action of 2021, we came to the winning team, and of course it's done by the female judge. Who has won Moving the City 2021?
Medicine Waste.
Congrats, you are the winning
Go
team.
away.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so, but you are all winners. You did a great job. We know that many of your students have to work and to combine working with studying, and it's fascinating how you have organized it. We hope you have a nice time. You enjoy your team. It's still a prototype. We have developed everything like this during the pandemic, and it works, and we are so happy about that. And thank you again for joining Moving the City 2021. Thank you for all participants. Thank you for all supporting universities. Thank you for all the core team, the coaches, the mentors, the judges, and everyone. I was so happy that I could visit Brazil again to meet some of you personally. I just see Felipe. We see us in January. My Minnesotan friends I see in maybe in February or March. I will have a nice travel year next year. And I hope that you have also the chance to meet yourself worldwide with Moving the City. You are now a member of this Moving the City family, which is really a network of friends. So thanks again. Have a nice evening, a nice day. I wish you all the best for the future. I met so many people of you during the next years. And I would love to ask the core team to stay some minutes in this room that we could make a bit party and to finalize it. And to everyone else, thank you so much. Have a nice team and goodbye.
Thank you. Congratulations all.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congrats, everybody.
Very good. Very good.
Ciao, everyone. Bye.
Congrats, guys.
Bye.
Sorry, I lost connection. What was the result?
It says win team number 7. And you were team number 1, no?
Yes.
I have to apologize you didn't win.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, ich hoffe, ihr habt enjoyed it.